don't regret getting a divorce. Like, I don't actually wish that I was married, but there are aspects about being married that I really miss. Like, today is just one of those days that feels really heavy. The emotional stress and overwhelm that I feel, it's like too much. And there's nobody in my life, not even my best friends, really understands like the struggle and what I experience on a day-to-day. You know, when you're married, you have someone that knows you intimately enough to be able to share some of those burdens, like whether it's emotionally, who like really understands what you're going through, or financially, physically, like sharing the responsibilities. It can be so heavy. Like, there are days where I'm like, was this really worth it? And I don't regret it. Just not that black and white. There are definitely some things that were easier about being married. So I guess it's like, choose your hard. Again, I knew all this when I made the decision to get divorced, but it doesn't make it any easier. Let me know if you can relate, so I don't feel like I'm the only one.
Women are emotionally mature. I think we're emotionally out of control a lot of times. Very few women are, damn, I gotta be that girl. With women, I feel like we don't know how to do that. If we will spiral. Every little thing, we start spiraling out of control. If he's messing with another girl, we spiral. If he doesn't text us back, we spiral. We're going on his Instagram. We're checking his likes. We're doing whatever.
Now I know why women in their 40s seem so angry, because everything has been a lie. Like, every single thing we've ever been taught and told, systems we've grown up in, and it's all a lie. And we've been taken advantage of. I can't believe the things that I'm saying. I can't believe the things that I believe. I can't believe the things that I've experienced. I can't believe the things that I've come to know and realize about my, that I gave my entire adult life to somebody who didn't even like me. That I had kids before my nervous system was healed, so I just dumped all of my trauma onto them. Every person that I chose to be a part of my life, my picker was wrong, but it was wrong because of the system that I was within. Because I was not healed. I didn't know I had any trauma. I didn't know I wasn't healed. So I was just choosing people to be in my inner circle that triggered me, took advantage of me, manipulated me, because that's all I knew. Women in their 40s were not angry. It's just we're awake. We're woke. Okay?
Let's talk about women over 40 finding themselves. Which is funny because they had 4 decades, a husband, kids, and a whole life to do that. But suddenly, after one TikTok and a glass of wine, the family is a prison and stability is toxic. Funny how self-discovery always starts when youth, attention, and leverage expire.
I thought nobody would ever ask this question. Okay, so you asked it. Why are women over 40 so toxic? Okay, define toxic. You can stitch it, tag me later, do your own video, whatever. So, if you're 40, over 40 and single, and you're a woman, or identify as a woman, you've either been married and divorced and been through a lot of shit, or you're still single and you have a dog and you just didn't want to go down that path. And congrats to you, girl. Like, if you're in your 40s with no kids, what are you doing? You're having the time of your life, right? You are doing whatever the heck you want. I was like, I can't wait till my kids grow up. I can't wait till they're adults. They'll be off my phone plan, my insurance, like all those things. No. Yeah, I'm still paying for all that as a responsible parent. If they're under 26 or 26 and younger, yeah, you still have to pay for all that stuff. Their dad never did. But anyhow, that's besides the point. But, like, toxic like what? Like, we just want to see interest. Like, sincere interest. Like, I was in my 40s when I found out what red flags were, what fucking ghosting is. Grow up. Learn how to communicate. The end.
Working against.
This phase always looks the same. Peace feels boring. Responsibility feels oppressive. And the man who built the life is now emotionally unavailable because he didn't read her mind after a 12-hour workday. Translation: he stopped entertaining chaos and chaos took it personally.
60 to 70% of divorces are initiated by women after the age of 40. Let that hit you in the face. Women are straight up dumping their husbands once the kids are grown and the hormones start doing backflips and cartwheels. This is the latest data. Women initiate about 69% of divorces, and among couples over 50, that gray divorce, that number stays roughly the same, around 66 to 70%. And in many cases, men are blindsided while the woman was emotionally checked out long before the papers were filed. Why? Here's the brutal truth. The first reason is she is done with your If you stopped taking her on dates, stopped taking care of yourself, came home, grabbed the phone, cracked the beer, ate the chips, and zoned out on the game while she handled the house, the kids, the emotions, everything, she's over it. You became her roommate with a friggin' pulse. She's tired of being your maid and or your mom, and she knows that she deserves better. The second reason, if you married her at 22, what did you expect to happen 30 years later? She's a completely different person. New passions, new confidence, new boundaries. If you did not grow with her, if you stayed stuck in the same habits, you weren't improving yourself, your sex game went stale, you stopped being adventurous, she got bored. She evolved and you didn't. And she's not settling for that old version of you anymore. Third reason is menopause. That's the final straw. Her hormones flip, her tolerance crashes, every ignored problem explodes. And if you are not helping her level her hormones, she's gone. And the fourth reason, she's got her own money. She's also have her own friends and her own life, and you let her work like a man just like you. And then why would she depend on you anymore? She was a wife, a mom, and busting her ass, working full time every day for years. She carried it all. Now she's fried. No more staying for the kids or the mortgage. She's gone. Here's a little bit of more data for you. Post-divorce, only 27% of women regret it. Men, 39% do. So more women are happy that they chose to divorce versus the ones who didn't. And here's some instruction for you. Don't marry young and clueless. Date long. Grow together. Step up every day. Dates, effort, self-care, adventure, intimacy, and polarity. And communicate. Evolve. Talk and be honest with her. Or watch her walk away once she hits 40.
Next comes the rewrite of history. He held me back. I settled. I was too young. Meanwhile, she chose him, chose the kids, chose the house, chose the lifestyle, but now wants to retroactively cancel the contract. Accountability didn't age well, so it got deleted.
You know, today is my 39th birthday. I just left the parking garage. If you guys have tuned in with me today, I shared some really good juicy stuff on my TikTok. But I have recently found the theme in my TikToks to be about vulnerability, transparency, and authenticity. Because it's truly liberating when you conduct yourself from that space. And I'm crying today because I was married when I was 19. I'm still actually married. I'm 39 today, so I got space from that relationship 3 years ago because I realized that I was abusing myself. I realized that I was shoving things down, and why I was doing that is because I wanted him to love me. And that's when I realized that I loved him more than I loved myself, and I needed to get out of it. So this kind of comes back to the theme of addicted to suffering. Don't be so sacrificial just in the sake of love for someone else to love you.
5 reasons why narcissists over 40 begin to lose control and tear families apart. Number 1, they start sleeping with anyone, regardless of gender. For what? For supply. As they age, their usual sources of supply begin to dry up. They are no longer effortlessly desired or idolized, and this triggers panic. To keep their ego fed, what do? They lower all standards and boundaries, and they chase validation from literally anyone who gives them a hint of attention. They will sleep with anyone who makes them feel wanted, using reckless behavior to fill the growing void inside. Number 2, they start competing with their children. Their children's youth and potential become unbearable mirrors of what they are losing. Instead of guiding them, what do? They start competing, copying their style, undermining their confidence like my father did, or inserting themselves into their social spaces. Some even try to prove they're still desirable by flirting with or seeking validation from the same age group as their children. Number 3, they want a new life and discard the old one. Many narcissists hit 40 and decide their current family is holding them back. They rewrite history to justify betrayal. I was never appreciated. I wasted my best years. Now I will live for myself. They throw away years of responsibility to chase new supply, usually someone younger and easier to control. Number 4, they become obsessed with hoarding wealth before it's too late. As the reality of aging hits, narcissists switch their obsession from image to assets. They know their power to charm or attract supply won't last forever, so they scramble to accumulate as much money and property as possible. Morality does not matter. They will manipulate inheritances, betray their partner, cheat their children, or use ruthless tactics to secure wealth. Number 5 and the last one, their fear of losing control turns them into tyrants. When their influence starts slipping, they double down. They become controlling, paranoid, and dictatorial inside the family. Every opinion must align with theirs. Every move must orbit around them. It's their last attempt to keep everyone under their psychological rule as their external power declines.
Then comes the explosion. Divorce papers, emotional affairs, sudden personality swap, and kids dragged through mom's healing era. Stability is gone, but hey, vibes are immaculate. Nothing says growth like detonating your own family.
Did you see the article that just came out talking about women over 40 that are divorced and the stigma that came along with that they're washed up, no good? Luckily, things have changed, but I lived that. I experienced that. I felt that. I was told that by a coworker 1 to 2 years after my divorce. Now, keep in mind, I worked with all guys, male dominant career, type A personalities. He told me divorced women are no good anymore. And I definitely felt that stigma when I went through my divorce and for a few years after. I felt like people were staring at me and knew I was divorced and they were talking about me out in society. People I didn't even know. When you go to fill in those options of single, married, divorced, widow, and you fill in that divorce, you get this feeling inside like you're a failure in society because society does that to us women. Luckily, I got through that stage years ago. You realize that you live a lot of your life as a female for what society wants. Would love to hear from other women. Did you experience that when you went through your divorce?
And of course, the man becomes the villain. Not because he cheated, not because he abused, but because he stayed the same while she changed her feelings. Consistency is unforgivable when someone's addicted to chaos.
Hands down, favorite part about being divorced? There is never an angry man inside my house. Never. I never wake up to a grumpy man in my house. I never come home to an angry man in my house. There are just no angry men in this house. And I'm never giving that up.
I know so many women that got divorced. When they tell me how they got divorced, Kodak, I swear to God, they all for the same reason.
Why?
I wanted more for my life and he wasn't working hard enough. What's happening is that women are seeing other women and what they have saying, I want that. And the I want that becomes, who's gonna buy that? My daddy. And when I'm gonna find one. So what happens is that now we're looking, I love women, bro. But I first of all, I left the streets for a while because I'm just like, they became predictable. You meet a chick, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, as soon as she knows what you're doing, she asking you, telling you how I run this business. Like, goddamn, you don't even ask me how my...
Let's be real, this isn't empowerment, it's panic. Aging hits, attention fades, options shrink. And instead of adapting with grace, some women choose destruction to feel alive again. When the mirror gets loud, families pay the price.
Why are so many women in their 40s divorced or thinking about divorce? Imagine this. She's been running the household, managing the kids' schedules, excelling at her career, and still picking up her husband's slack. And now she's wondering, what's the point of this partnership if I'm doing it all by myself? Here's what happens. High-achieving women hit a breaking point. They're exhausted. They've tried motivating their husbands. Can you please help me with the kids? Or can you take on more at home? But nothing changes. And resentment, it grows like wildfire. She starts thinking, I'm already the breadwinner. I'm already handling everything. What am I getting out of this marriage? And that realization is like a tidal wave crashing into everything she thought she wanted. It's not impossible to save the marriage. It's just incredibly difficult when one partner refuses to grow. And the longer she waits, the more she feels like she's losing herself. So if you're feeling this way, ask yourself, are you sacrificing yourself to keep the peace, or are you ready to reclaim your life? Because staying isn't the default answer. Choosing you, that's where the power lies.
After the dust settles, reality checks in. Dating market colder, lonelier nights, bills louder, kids distant, and suddenly the boring man doesn't look so boring anymore. Turns out peace was priceless, and she pawned it for validation.
I got a divorce 4 years ago, and I wish I would have divorced many years before that. I know so many people have different viewpoints of divorce. I did not take the decision to get a divorce lightly, and I will say within day one of separating, I felt this weight lifted off of me because I could walk into my own house and not feel like I was walking on eggshells. I don't think people that have not lived in this situation realize the heaviness that it is to live in a house where every day, as soon as you walk in, you don't know if you are doing something right, doing something wrong. Everybody's walking on eggshells, trying to help the temperament of the other partner. I'm just here as someone to say that no, divorce isn't for everybody, but I am someone that didn't think that I was going to make it out on the other side. I was terrified to get a divorce. I didn't know how I was going to provide for myself. I didn't know what was going to happen to me and my kids. My kids now show me pictures where I have dark circles under my eyes when I was in that marriage. I'm glowing. I am so much happier. And there's something to be said about the freedom of your own home, the freedom to walk inside your own doors with your own emotions and not be walking on eggshells. That is the worst thing. And usually if you're walking on eggshells, there's a lot more emotional abuse happening. Silent treatments, manipulation, Darvo. You know, as I've learned more and more, it's just, I couldn't be more happy that I made that choice, that I said, no, enough is enough. I deserve to live in a house where I don't have to walk on eggshells, and I deserve to be happy.
So no, families aren't breaking because men failed. They're breaking because chaos got chosen over commitment, feelings over duty, and impulse over legacy. She didn't lose herself, she sacrificed everyone else to feel young again.
Men stopped playing by the rules, and now everyone's freaking out. Let's break down why silence has become the loudest move.